Hey everybody. So it's Sundays on FTM Transtastic, and this week we're talking about how to raise a trans child. It's an advice week, so judging by that, I'm gonna go with we are speaking to parents this week. Well, let me just start out by saying that this channel is an excellent resource for trans people everywhere, and I'm not just saying that because I'm on it. I'm saying it because when I was first coming out and I was first discovering who I was, YouTube was a huge part of that, and it was an invaluable resource for me. That is why I do this, and that is why I'm on this channel, because being a part of that and helping people through what I went through is so important to me. That being said, the experiences I'm about to talk about are coming from me being a trans child. I'm 23 years old now, but I still live with my parents, so I just want to preface this by saying that what I'm about to say to you guys, is based on my experience with my parents, and obviously everybody's different and every experience is going to be unique, which I think is part of the beauty of transitioning, actually, is that every experience for every person was going to be different from the next one. So I just wanted to say that I am speaking from my experience. So coming out to my parents was really difficult, and I think that one of the reasons why is the climate. The way that you react to it is extremely important. I think that it's essential to separate the initial reaction from maybe feeling concerned or feeling scared. And I'm not saying that you're not allowed to express your fear to your child, and you're not allowed to express how concerned you are about this to your child. You are more than welcome to do that. I'm just saying that from my personal experience, having the initial reaction of coming out be more of a dialogue than an argument really is helpful. Your child is going to be scared and nervous and probably a little lost and confused, and more often than not, they're kind of looking for you to go down this journey with them instead of kind of having it be like an ultimatum. And that's not how it should be. That's not how it should be seen. And I think that you can be supportive of your child while still being cautious and still being concerned and fearful, because I think that that's important, actually. I think that if, as a parent, you're not concerned about this and you're not maybe fearful for their well-being, then that's this is a big thing. Being trans is a big thing, and coming out and actually transitioning is a big thing. So if you're not fearful, then I'm skeptical of that. I think that fear and concern for a parent is necessary for this. However, you can still be that while being supportive. Support is the number one. So if your child feels that they're supported by you and that they can have an open dialogue with you, then you've done your job. That being said, number two for me would be having it be like a running dialogue. When I first came out to my parents, the reactions were pretty extreme and pretty negative, and they continue to be that for a long time. And I know that it was them trying to come to terms with it themselves, but because they weren't being supportive while they were coming to terms with it, it really damaged our relationship. Being trans is an opportunity for you to connect with your child on a deeper level and maybe even reconnect with them if your relationship hasn't been so good, because you are finally seeing them for the person that they really feel that they are on the inside, and they're taking the time to express that to you, and they want you to go down this road with them while they're figuring out who they are inside, and that's a really important part of being who you are. So while they're discovering being who they are, it is essential for you as a parent to kind of help facilitate that and guide them through that. And it's okay to not always know how to do that. And I think that that's something that maybe you and your child can figure out together through transitioning. But a therapist is going to be a huge resource for your trans child and for you. That brings me to my next point, which is let your child go to therapy. Going to therapy isn't some sort of a death sentence, and I think that a lot of people think that going to therapy means fast-tracking this process, when really it's kind of the opposite. Allowing your child to explore who they are in a safe place like therapy, especially gender therapy. Don't think that all therapists are qualified to treat this kind of stuff, because not all of them are. Having a gender therapist to go to isn't going to necessarily fast-track the process. It's actually going to help create a safe space where your child can feel like they can be themselves, and it's going to also create a safe space where your child can work out who they really are. If your child thinks that they're trans, or they don't know that if they're trans or not, even if they are so sure that this is right for them in the moment, therapy is going to help them figure that out. I wasn't sure that I was trans, but the reason I went to therapy was so I could figure it out, and I did, and I'm a better person for it. Therapy can also maybe make you figure out, maybe I'm not trans, maybe I'm, whatever. Being trans is a spectrum. Being trans isn't a black and white thing. There's no how-to guide to be trans. There's no checklists or rules to follow. You be you, and the way that you figure that out is through experience. So having a therapist there will really help kind of work out the kinks in the process a little bit. The last thing I want to say about raising a trans child is that you have to be prepared to be their advocate. No matter if you don't listen to anything else that I've said in the video, that is the number one most important thing. Whether you like it or not, your child is telling you that this is who they are. Or maybe they're not even telling you that. Maybe they're just telling you that this is something that they want to explore, or they've heard about this and they think that they want to, check it out, or whatever. The point is that they've shared this intimate detail of their life with you, and it's a big one. It's your job to become their advocate. Whether or not you react well when they come out, whether or not you go to therapy with them, or do anything else that I said in the video, being their advocate is going to be number one. And I think that for me, being the trans child of a parent, this is where I feel as if my experience is rather lacking. No matter how negative my parents' reactions were when I came out, or the terrible things that they said to me, or, whatever, they've come a long way. They've come very far from how they were when I first came out to them. However, it still hurts me every day that they're not ready to stand up for me and advocate for me and be proud of me and be proud to call me their son and be proud to correct people on pronouns and be ready to be an advocate and to educate people. It really is disappointing. So, like I said, this might be hard to hear, but whether you like it or not, that's something that you need to prepare yourself for. Maybe not right now. As much as it is a journey for them, it's going to be a journey for you, so taking it step by step is really important. And just making lines of communication open. It's not a one-time conversation. You're going to have a lot more conversations with your kid about it, and that's good. That's a good thing. As long as lines of communication remain open, there's nothing really more that you can do, except for just love them and, let them know that you'll love them no matter what, because that's really what they want to hear. So thanks everybody for watching. Sorry I haven't been as present as I would have liked to been. I've been going through a lot recently. I've just had a lot going on for me. So if anyone has any questions or wants to contact me, feel free. My personal channel is listed below, and anybody can message me. Trans kids, trans parents, whoever, anyone can message me. So, alright, stay tuned for our next week's video, and I'll see you all later.